So hello everybody, this is Psychedelic Eyeball, welcome to Prince of Persia 3D. We're playing level 11, the upper dirigible. And well, for the beginning of this level, I'm actually going to stay silent and I'm just going to let the images speak by themselves. Just look. Ladies and gentlemen, the dirigible from Prince of Persia 3D. Can we even call this a dirigible anymore? I mean, this monstrosity is stretching on for miles and miles. I don't even want to count how tall this thing is. It's literally stretching on forever. I didn't even see the balloons of this, and there was all of this cemetery work and all of this bullshit everywhere, and now there's a fucking palace! A palace on a flying machine! How is that even possible? Anyway, now we need to find the key in order to get inside the palace, and yeah, it's in the fountain right now. There's probably no way for you to even see it in the video because it's actually blending pretty well with the water. No need for any kind of guards or expensive security system. You only need to have the urge to build your palace on a balloon just in case you actually miss having a palace on Earth in your very kingdom. This guy must be either delusional or he must have a huge humongous amount of money to waste on things. And oh jeez, those statues are attacking me and this guy is attacking me as well. Yeah, you need to jump over this because otherwise you close the gate and the guy just ravages you to death. But yeah, right now, yeah, we're actually getting our brand new weapon. Say hello to our buddy, the staff, which fits into our sword sheet despite it being about twice as big than it. Don't argue among the laws of logic, because otherwise you're going to be shattered. This game has absolutely no logic whatsoever. Now let's see how well it handles in combat. Basically the staff is, and down, the worst weapon of the entire game. It sometimes does a little bit more damage than the sword, but on the flip side, it's slow as hell and you need to pretty much plan every single one of your attacks. But at least you got some new cool death animations and triumphant music in order to salute the first battle that we've won with the staff. So right now, now those statues are not gonna get me this time. Aha, I figured out Yeah, I figured out their pattern, but then I had to get killed by an absolute fuck you trap come out of nowhere. So now this has taught us a brand new lesson. When you see those statues, well, you actually crawl, because you never know when there's going to be an homicidal fan going on in order to try and crush you to death. This game is so nice. This game is always fair to the player. Well, at least it's fair about 5% of the time, according to all of my intense calculations, because I do nothing else but play this game. I have to learn a lot of trivia about this game, and I'll start with this. The prince was born in 1897 into a country filled with ravaging baboons, and finally he got crushed by this huge crate as he will try to figure out what we need to do here. Basically, we need to wait until this crate drops down and then we can ride the little crate carrying thingy, or yeah, you can just die and disappear into Netherland. Because this dirigible doesn't like you. The Mother Sky doesn't like you. So yeah, this is actually a trickier jump than it seems. You might seem that this jump isn't all that big, but you need to do the jump as large as possible because otherwise you're not gonna make it. And right now, whoa, how dare you throw me off of my momentum. I hate you, crate carrier. But at least you can't die anymore once that you've done this part. At least, not for now. Ha 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 ha. So let's continue on our adventure of the most bizarro dirigible ever. Yeah, now there's a great grassy land park inside a dirigible. This place has it all, I'm telling you. Whenever you actually live on this dirigible, there's no need to go back to Earth anymore. This place has everything you need. Surrender to the awesomeness of the dirigible. I'm honestly surprised that the ruler of this kingdom didn't actually decide to start a club resort for tourists in order to come and enjoy the company of everybody on this dirigible. It has everything in order to become a smash hit. Guillotines, moving platform, guards which slaughter you. Prepare your $50 bills today. we're so going to make a fortune with this plan. But hey, at least the staff has a good thing going for it. You can pretty much do the same thing with your sword, which is to get beside people, get your weapon out, and bludgeon them to death while they actually get their weapon out. Because as slow as this weapon is, well, at least it doesn't have the withdrawal that the double blades have, which is to take forever in order to take out. So yeah, the staff has now officially taken the spot of the game's worst weapon, because once that we're actually going to get other weapons back, we're not using this anymore. I know that I've given a lot of shit about the double blades, but when you actually learn how to use them, they can actually be really powerful. And right now, jeez, get inside the box. The archer is going to shoot you. Great going. Just because you were scared of a small drop doesn't mean that you actually need to be actively punctured by arrows. This archer probably would have been the only part in the entire game where the red potion that we picked up in the previous level actually would have been useful, because this archer is actually a bitch to deal with, because we don't have any arrows to deal with him, so we need to get close and personal in order to kill him, and finally he can pretty much hit you anywhere, so that makes him pretty much the best archer in the entire game. Yeah, he's actually managed to hit me twice. This makes him about 30,000 times better than every other archer in the game. This is a proven fact, folks. But he still succumbs to the same weakness than every other archer, which is shooting walls in which you're hidden behind. And now you can just rape him diligently while he's getting his weapon out. I hope that you won't mind if I take your bow, buddy. I happened to lose mine some time ago. Too bad that I actually lost all of my arrows. Wait! You still have all of your arrows! Yeah, when you kill this guy and get his bow, you get all of the arrows that you had in level 10 back. But I don't really get the logic. How did this guy even manage to get all of our arrows back if they fell into nothingness? The way that I see it, the lower dirigible actually was the upper part of the lower dirigible, and the upper dirigible is on the lower part of the upper dirigible. And if the lower part of the higher upper class upper dirigible middle part is actually in the middle of the upper part, well, I don't know where I was going with this anymore, but I'd just like to say that this doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, it's kind of the designers to actually give your arrows back, but yeah, way to give you a reason why. So right now I actually don't like where this level is going at all. We're pretty much falling back into the syndrome of the first level of the Dirigible, which is to slumber into meaningless jumping platforming puzzles that are just there in order to lighten the level. Although, oh god, yeah, this part of the level actually drops off. This is actually a pretty clever trap. It's a bit sneaky, but at least you have time in order to fend it. This is one of the good traps that I'd say in the entire game. Jeez, after tasting the paradise which was the upper dirigible, now I feel like a chump for being stuck into this lower class bullshit. Come on, I wanna taste paradise again. I want this part to be done already. I'm pretty sure that we can find paradise inside this duct hole with steel walls littered with blood. This is certainly not foreboding or menacing at all, so let's go for it! Oh god, we're actually in the engine room and the entire floor is littered with blood? Oh my god. This dirigible is running on human corpses that are either dead or alive, and which are thrown there in order to feed this slicer machine in order to decapitate them, and finally... Oh my god. This dirigible get even worse by the second. Alright, I'm glad that I'm finally out of here. And yeah, for some reason there's actually still blood here. Yeah. And my head is on the floor as well, because I wasn't paying attention where I was going at all. Yeah, now we've got turbo guillotines now, but yeah, they're actually not too hard to avoid. And now we're finally, well, in the meat grinder compartment. There's actually meat on this hole here, although you can't see it because I'm a moron. So yeah, after going through this stroll into the motor which kills people, now it's logical that we're back into the bright, colorful park in which we are faced by people that are shirtless who want to kill you. Nothing like this in order to fuel up your little Sunday morning stroll. But yeah, one of the moves that you can actually do in this game is actually called fainting. You can fake an attack in order to try and fool your enemies into blocking into a direction, but it's not overly useful. And although with the staff you might want to use it every once in a while in order to get a hit because of how slow it is. But it's pretty much useless with every other weapon because it's fast enough to hit the enemy without any sort of diversion tactic. So now we're into the final part, which is filled to the brim with lots of little platforms everywhere. Do you like jumping puzzles? Well, this place is for you, once again. But yeah, I've never actually spoken about the game's music before in any of the videos, so it might be a good time to start. Basically, the music in this game just serves to underline the mediocrity of this game even more, because the music has absolutely no running theme going for it, especially on an adventure game which is based around very specific locales. But right now we're drinking some spring water! Oh snap! I really want to kill myself after doing that joke. Seriously. And I really meant to say that this time, unlike almost the entirety of the previous video, where I said seriously about every 30 seconds or so because I have no vocabulary whatsoever. I really wish to apologize for the raping of the abusive words that I've used in the previous update, because that was ridiculously painful to listen to once that I've had a second listen at the video. But yeah, let's just go back to the music already instead of listening to me whine about how much I abuse the word seriously. So, the music in this game actually has no set theme whatsoever. Every time that you start or load a new level, there'll be a brand new random music track listening in. And yeah, right now I'm actually skipping through this a bit because I wasted about 30 seconds backtracking to here. Nobody needs to see that. But yeah, back to the music. Actually, when you load a game for the first time, you'll always hear the same song all the time. So if you're a smart man, if you play only one level at a time, you'll always hear the same music for the entirety of the gameplay experience. And basically the 4 other songs in the game aren't remotely that different. And right now, the song that you're actually listening to is pretty much the song that has been playing in almost every single level, apart from maybe 4 videos so far. So people will remember this game for the music, will be for what's playing right now. Oh god, no. I don't actually want to go there, because if I go back on the platform, I'm actually going to miss a secret bonus place, which is actually the platform which is right ahead of us. We actually need to get a side trip here. Well, we don't actually need to go there, but it's always beneficial because we get some arrows. And for change, this isn't your ordinary arrows, this is the death arrows. They're actually pretty useful in the later level, because the last level of the game actually has a shitload of fighting, and the health refills are actually few and far between. So if you're actually having some kind of problems at combat, you can actually just cheese your way through the combats and finally not make it too tedious, because you can kill them instantly this way. Basically, you have about 6 death arrows for the entire game, which is actually a lot more than some of the other arrow types that you get in the entire game. For instance, yeah, I actually apologize for this because I've actually skipped an entire arrow type. Basically, in level 9, the lower Dirigible, you actually find a brand new type of arrows that... oh, what the hell? What happened to the camera here? Okay, alright. Everything is back once again at normal for who knows how long. But yeah, there's a new type of arrows in level 9, the lower Dirigible, which actually are ice arrows. And well, those arrows actually freeze people. And this allows you to pretty much instantly win battles because... okay, we're having some camera issues right now. Please stay on the air. We will try and fix those problems. Okay. It really would have been dickish of the game designers if they actually put dead spike traps around the place in order to kill you while you can't even see where you're going at all. So that's pretty much it for the ice arrows. It's basically the same thing as the death arrows, only though instead of watching a corpse, you watch a block of ice. Now, this room wins the award of being the most pointless room in the entire game. This room is basically nothing but a huge rotating floor, and that's it. There's nothing else. It's just a rotating room. There's no obstacles, nothing that can kill you. So, Oh, why it's even there? Doesn't make any sense. Welcome to my first build level. Ah! Oh god, that actually scared me like hell. I swear to god that this was a deliberate decision from the designers. They decided to make a corridor which was so ugly that your attention will be driven onto it exclusively, but then all of a sudden, bang, it's hammer time, motherfucker.
Be careful, sir. That room is filled with poisonous gas.
This guy must have waited a long time in order to issue this greeting. I mean, everybody will want to go into a room with poisonous gas, right? But I don't care about rules. I'm a rebel, Mom! Oh, hey, it actually was right after all. Maybe I can actually make it up to the platform. Oh shit, I can line myself up. Ah, come on, Prince. You're not even dying in sync with the music. What kind of class is that? You have no style, baby. Alright, now this is a prince who've got a lot more maturity inside him, who can think by himself. Any reasonable human being will actually put something over the grate so that there's no poison gas which comes out of it. So let's try and ride this elevator again, now that there won't be any sort of hindrance. And guess what? It still won't be easy. Just imagine trying to do that with the poisonous gas. Yeah, this is how I'm going to say things from now on. But this is the upper part of the dirigible. I mean, with all of the pretty architecture and all of this is the part of the ship where all of the high-ranked people actually hang out, and this is the one which actually had the deadliest obstacles. Even the last two levels didn't have that cruel obstacles. I mean, room with poisonous gas, hammer, pistons which mash at you, plus a merry-go-round room in order to get dizzy, but alright, let's kill this guy. Yeah, now he's highly compensated for the lack of class that he had earlier when he died. This actually is probably one of the neatest death animations of the entire game. And we've pretty much seen the entirety of what the staff can actually do right. I can't wait until we actually ditch this piece of shit. I hate the staff so much. It's so useless when it comes to fighting. And now, yeah, we've got a catapult. I don't really know what kind of things you could do with a leisure dirigible than having a catapult on it, but I'm pretty sure that the most logical thing to do is to ride it. Yay! Well, that really wasn't too much of a success. Oh, I actually landed somewhere. Ouch. This really seemed to have hurt a lot. So now let's try and improvise some sort of new way in order to use it. Those buttons actually rotate the catapult in order to actually have it to send you somewhere safe. So yeah, now we're going to see the only way that people use in order to get up to the pilot desk or whatever. Yeah, this is the only way in order to get to the upper part of the dirigible, and then yeah, this experience was so traumatizing that you flicker for half a second. But yeah, this place just keeps on getting even more ridiculous. The architecture was bad enough, but then you have stupid shit like this, and but hey, at least this level is finally over. We're now calling a meeting at the summit. And yeah, now the palace seemed to have... No, the palace is actually still here, but the rest of the dirigible disappeared. Yes! There's a god! There's a god! This abomination is actually being destroyed! Oh, thank you! Thank you! I love this fucking game so much. There is justice in this world! I don't know how you feel, guys, but I feel really good. In the next update, we're fucking getting out of this dump.